one of those will get a bounce back, and one of those will go.
Sarah.
Yes.
There's a challenge for you.
Oh.
Tell a story from behind the scenes of filming Strip Search.
Oh.
Yeah.
For those who don't remember or aren't aware, Sarah was one of the 3 camera operators on Strip Search.
Team production. All right. I'm gonna go. Behind the scenes.
Nice.
Like right now.
Yeah. You can think about it for a second.
I'll be right back.
Jason was supposed to be at Desert Buzz this year, but unfortunately, sorry, Moat Man asked if Jason would be here. Jason was supposed to be at Desert Buzz this year, but he had 2 independent contracts bookending Strip Search, and they both extended their
Desert
dates.
Bus.
Sorry,
Nice.
Desert Bus, and they both extended their dates inwards towards Strip Search. Desert Bus. Desert Search.
I don't know if I can think of a story that hasn't been told already.
Strip Bus.
Anyway.
Like, I feel like everything we've said at like PAX panels has probably been said already.
I have
I'm trying to think of a good one.
Well, these people might not have been at your PAX
Friendship
panel.
decided that they were best standing up.
What's your
Now
favorite?
you were best standing
Tell us a
up.
story from on set.
I think of a good one.
What did become of all those?
All
what?
those cartoons we put in the chipper.
I was going to say, all the unlubed condoms. Because I saw
Some of them are
Tavis
here,
use
aren't
one
they?
of them on the banana.
No, those were the actual condoms.
Oh!
So we provided the artists with condoms. Not that we weren't filming upstairs. We weren't doing Big Brother style, but we had no idea what could possibly happen after hours in this house, and we're like, well, if they want to do it, at least they should do it safely. So we provided we had this giant table with like Advil and cough medicine and like cold effects and ladies things and band-aids and condoms, because
Tums.
who knows, right?
Did you not provide any boner pills?
Oh no.
That's all on them.
Only one condom got used, and you can see it in some episodes. It got put on a banana.
They were like, what did you expect?
No. Those were normal condoms. The unlubed condoms were production gear to protect the microphones
I was just
in the rain.
Because those are great for waterproofing
That's a,
cameras.
That's why we had the unlubed ones, which are impossible to find, because obviously. Because why would you want them?
That's a Jason and Koo story, like
Sadism.
going around trying to find those.
Robert.
Do you gentlemen have any unlubed condoms?
Yeah.
Literally, no word of a lie. Robert and Kahil, who doesn't even work for Penny Arcade, but helps organize PAX. Robert from Penny Arcade and Kahil had to go to like several different businesses and like these 2 guys going in. Do you sell unlubed condoms? No. Okay, and leave.
I'm going to Amazon.com right now to find out how many unlubed condoms I can buy right now.
All right, go for it.
I like that Graham condoms because who knows right started.
Sarah,
Anyway.
do you have a story? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of one that's like interesting, other than like, well, you see, Graham set up the shot, and then I called out to Paul and Jason what my weight balance was. I was a little high. They were a little cool, but we worked it out. You know?
The ducks must have been a hard thing to shoot.
Yeah.
Like, because you guys had to be in
a year ago.
all these
I'm
different
trying to remember.
positions, right? Like, you had to have people on the street filming them go by. You had to have people on the ducks.
Well, we had
chase cam.
Corner.
Huh?
That was Paul. Yeah. Paul and Josh.
Jason and Sarah were both on the duck.
Yeah.
And Paul and Josh were in the chase vehicle, desperately trying to
get ahead,
leapfrog the duck, and they kept losing us.
I remember we were on the water, and we were going by, what was it, the
Gasworks Park.
Gasworks Park. And we're off in the distance, and we see like a couple people. And there is just this guy sprinting across the green there. And we're like,
camera.
who is that? And we as we kept going, we got a little closer, and we're like, oh my God, that's Paul. And he seriously,
booking it.
he was booking it. And he was
hauling butt.
carrying the camera and everything, and he got in position real fast, so.
I like, my favorite part of that was Monica cheering him on.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
go Paul!
Go Paul!
Because Monica knew us from Unskippable. And so when I was miking her up on the first day, she was like, your voice sounds really familiar. Where do I know you from? And I'm like, I don't know. Do you watch like stuff like Blur, this show and Unskippable? And she was like, you're Unskippable?
She always does that.
Oh, I can see you're doing that.
Yeah, it was great. And I was like, and Paul, the cameraman, is also. And she's like, what? It was great.
I guess you guys would have had a similar hard time with go-karts in terms of just positioning yourselves.
Wow, 100 non-lubricated condoms for
$14.
$14?
All right, hey guys.
Damn. Wow.
As fun as this is, we have a donation drive for you guys.
Yep.
Add to cart.
So
I do
start
not
off.
want those.
Yeah, if you want a couple more minutes to think, we can just.
Actually, I have
Okay, you have
one.
something?
Okay, I don't know. It's not the most interesting. I guess.
Sorry, Kathleen, I'm looking up.
I was the only member of the production crew that actually applied to be a contestant first.
I thought about applying, but I was like, yeah, there's no way.
So the story went. Gary.
Nice.
The story went that this was August last year? September, August? No, it was because it was before PAX. So they sent out the call to apply to be on Strip Search, and I said, why not? So I applied. So this is PAX Prime 2012. At that PAX, Jerry accidentally leaked that Loading Ready Run was doing the production for Strip Search. And so I think later that night, I went up to you and I was like, I applied to be a contestant, but, if I don't get in, do you need camera help? And you were kind of like, yeah, I might. So then, we went home after PAX, and then, about a week later, they were like, nope, you didn't make it, bounce. So, I was out in the first round, and then about a month or so after that, you emailed me and you were like, we figured out what we're doing for Strip Search. Do you want to come be be camera up? And I'm like,
Help.
Yes. I think literally my email back to you was like, yes.
Y'all.
And then a million smiley faces. And so we went from there, and then we filmed last December. It's been a year. Time flies.
Coming up on that, yeah.
And yeah.
It's cray.
So, yeah, I can't think of any other is there any production secrets?
Our evening production meetings,
Yeah.
where I got so tired in 2 of them, and there was only 10 or 9, that I fell asleep during them,
Did
on
you
the
really?
couch in the middle of the room.
Oh, I don't remember.
And people had to wake me up and send me to bed.
Have we told people about the fireplace in the basement? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. So Kathleen and I got the master bedroom with the one with the double bed.
Yeah, it was really small.
Yeah, in the downstairs apartment, which had a fireplace in it, and there was also a fireplace in the living room.
It was one of them see-through fireplaces.
It was the same fireplace that you could see through.
Yeah.
And so we were like, this isn't private. How do I get changed in the morning? So we
the fire.
we put, I think we moved the couch in front of it
Yeah.
on the living room side.
Nice.
Yeah.
And there was that time Theo woke up with hypothermia. That was exciting.
That was the first or second night.
It was because initially we didn't have enough beds for everybody. But as people got eliminated and moved back to the hotel, we took over some of the normal beds upstairs and pushed everyone into the big dorm room. So for the first couple nights, Theo who's the sound guy, was sleeping on an air mattress on the floor, and it turned out that that air mattress had a slow leak. And so what had happened is during the night it had deflated, and he was just laying on the tile floor in the basement.
Oh, no.
And literally woke up just and literally woke up with hypothermia, and he got better. He shook it off, had some coffee. He was fine.
There was sound in the show. So.
Yeah, it was.
Eventually did.
So we made it.
It was really funny because as we eliminated contestants, people got beds. So first, it was because there was just not enough beds for the production crew. Sarah got a bed, and Graham and I were sharing a bed. And then Jason was on a cot, and Theo was on an air mattress, and Paul was on a couch. But there was one spare bed upstairs, and the other production guy, Will, took it. And I was like, hey, Will, Paul doesn't have the greatest back. He has some back problems, and he's carrying a camera all day. Do you think maybe that you could let him have this bed, and then you could get the next one? And he was like, nope, calling it. I was like,
Oh.
Gary!
it was fine. Because, literally,
Oh man.
the next day,
I like
Paul
to
got
think.
bed.
I like to think That was scary being like, chalk one up for this guy.
He was in the master bedroom, which had the master light switch.
Oh, that's okay. Vid, yes, but yeah, so this frigging robot house
Yes.
that literally had a brain. Like there was like a giant like server rack system that you could control everything in the house.
Yeah, that's how my parents go.
There was these light switches, which were unlabeled.
I labeled like most of them.
You had to spend like an hour and a half.
You guys went out somewhere to run errands, and I just took like, yeah, seriously, like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like, what does this one do?
Every
Okay, that's that one.
room had just a blank metal plate with 10 buttons on it.
Yeah.
And you'd push one, and it would turn on a lamp.
You might be able
and you
to
push
see
a
them
different one, and it would turn on the entire room. And you push one, and then half the room would turn off. And one would do air, and they were all different. And so Sarah went around and labeled every single one in the house. We know what they actually did. And as we were going around initially, sort of like testing stuff, I went to the master bedroom and was like poking. I was trying to turn on the lamp beside the bed and was like doop doop doop. And then I pushed one button, and everything in the house, all the lights go and turn off. And the people downstairs are like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm sorry. And now, it's a brilliant idea, because it's like you have this giant friggin' house, and you go to sleep in the master bedroom at night, and you're like, oh, I forgot to turn off all the lights downstairs. Oh well. Boop, and you turn everything off. I think it's a brilliant idea. But it's not labeled! And so there's like people in one part of the house trying to build IKEA beds, Theo's downstairs trying to like label microphones, and everything just the whole room plunged into inky blackness.
Right.
And I'm like,
You just turned off the fences in the rain.
yeah, exactly.
Should we tell the story of how we brought it together? Well,
You should do that, but
Oh, sorry. Okay.
first,